Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Welcome back, Rebels. Oh man, you know, it wouldn't be a show without some kind of goofy goof. So, you know, a minute or two late, no big deal. But I was like gonna do some cool like production changes, a few little things to make your experience a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And of course, nothing saved, and the computer acted goofy, and it just is the chaos that is the world we live in now, whether it be the sports world or the real world. So let's keep it to the sports world and the craziness. And yeah, we'll be jacking up threes all day long, and won't come anywhere near what we got going on today. So I hope you guys are ready, because there's plenty to get into. NFL, I just give up. I don't know why we do pickups anymore. It's pointless. But we'll get into that. And oh, jeez, Louise. I don't even know. Without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for another edition of DSR2 on this rather balmy Wednesday here in the D. It was like spring outside. We're in like mid-50s and everything on there. Same thing tomorrow, and then it all turns to shit on like tomorrow night. So on there again, as we got lots here to talk about, as we said, obviously it'll be the usual COVID on there.
That's why I was just like, I didn't even know where to go. I'm so sick of saying the word. I don't even want to say the word anymore, Moose. I don't even want to say the word. I was like about to go, okay, we can just run over the things, and it's all effing. It's all that nasty.
But yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into weather on with the NFL on their action. We've got basically as the most overrated day of the year is basically in sports is signing day. Well, actually now it's early signing day, but we'll get into a little bit of that. Is
you mean
how a little school in
you mean free agency?
Well, yeah, free agency. You know, with the NIL deals, and how Deion Sanders takes Jackson State and basically steals the number 2 recruit in the country from Florida State, his alma mater. You think he could show up there on campus?
This is if they're going to give him a job, so he can bring everybody with him. But it's This is okay, Moose. We talked about the, it's like the law of unintended consequences, but we knew that these kind of things are going to happen.
yeah.
And hey, man, it's just one of those things, dude. That's like, it is. We said it. It's funny now because you're getting the talking heads kind of get. There's a couple of guys out there that are, the quote unquote experts that are saying the same thing basically about free agency, as we call it. And it's like, we've been saying that since they do this. They
announced that they were going to do the NIL deals.
Even when we were talking about that, they should have the NIL deals.
Yeah.
That it's like, it's their version of free agency. Why can't they have that? And, when these contracts for these coaches are obscene and mean nothing in the end, they can just kind of do whatever the hell they want. And so I just didn't see why. But this is what happens. This is the world we're going to live in now. And this is what the purists didn't want. This is what people didn't want to hear about. And so, I mean, I get it, but I don't know what to tell you. It's a different world, man. And this is
you're going to have to adapt or die.
Well, it's one of those things. If you like college for that faux purist, play, no, I mean, then you're bumming, because it's all you're gonna see all day long is how these cats are moving money that you'll never see, and they haven't done anything.
Yeah, I think Jimbo Fisher actually even said it with Texas A&M, and they were interviewing. He goes, "NIL deals have been around forever. Just now it's legal."
Yeah. Well, no, and there's definitely truth to that, but like now there's nothing covert about them.
No,
and they're going to be huge dollar amounts. They're only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we've already seen what happens when we glorify stupid, right? I mean, that's what we do in this country, right? We glorify stupid. Like, we make idiots rich here.
Oh yeah.
And we make them famous, and it's stupid. And so, like, I just feel like there's going to be an element of that everybody's going to point to and say, see, this is why we shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, well, there's always going to be an element.
Yes, there'll be a learning curve on it where basically these cats and basically boosters and corporations are giving these kids money under. They're going to get on there smart enough on it. They'll learn out. It's like, well, I'm not going to give this guy money.
Right.
Maybe I'll give this guy money, but you know what? Maybe I'll give more money out, but less it to one individual,
right,
and just spread the wealth a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think you've seen that in Texas, where you basically, if you're going there to Texas and you're a skill pretty much on there, you're getting $50,000 right out of the box.
Well, I think what you're going to end up having is universities striking deals with quote unquote boosters and sponsors. And they're going to make a deal that, like, you're not going to offer NIL deals here. We're going to be the ones that make the offers. And then the universities will now start offering contracts.
Right.
Where you are not going to walk out of your portal, until I get a season or two out of you. You're not going to walk through that portal and go somewhere else. And you're going to start having contracts. And then these cats are just semi-pros,
right,
man. They're just semi-pros.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm afraid is gonna happen, and that's where it starts changing. When I was all about the name and likeness, that's what I want. If I don't want the universities getting involved and bringing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this cat has a YouTube channel and he's worked to get this thing monetized, then he deserves to make that money.
Right.
But I think if a university says, hey, bring in all your sponsors, all your boosters, you get all their money together, we'll start handing out checks. We'll start, telling these recruits that, hey, you can get these crazy name and likeness deals if you come here. We already have these cats in our pocket. Like, they can say all that stuff legally now. And I think that's where I think that that learning curve needs to be dealt with. We talked about it before. Where does it end? Like, I don't mind that they're doing it, but they have to fucking draw a line in the sand, and they got to tell me where it ends, because ultimately this just goes on and on and on. If anybody can make money any way that they want coming through the university, and the university can, do whatever and not be in trouble, then it's just a matter of, the biggest university drawing in the most revenue in any way that they can, and funneling that money to whatever players that they want. And that's not what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about somebody who is going to school and is able to, because of their athletic ability or their whatever hustle they got going on. Even if it's just like their personality. A lot of these cats get by just on their personality, and the Twitch channel or YouTube or some nonsense. Maybe they're gamer kids and they make money off of that, monetizing that shit. Like that's what I want this to be. But we knew that this is what was going to happen. Like, I just want the line drawn in the sand. Where's the line? Like, they never defined that when they said, okay, name and likeness. And that's where I will agree with the purists in this. It's like, well, you never really have a clear definition of what they can do with name and likeness other than make money off their likeness. But I mean, that should be just surrounding the students. That should not be able to be, in my opinion, influenced by the universities. And, that's where it becomes an issue to me.
Yeah, and I think basically you're going to see, and like, of course, right now it is just the money can't come directly from the university per se, but boosters and that. And again, like Texas was a third party entity that basically says, here it is, whatever.
Yeah,
but it's
but
endorsed by the university.
Sure,
and you'll see it. And I think you're going to really see things take a kind of a weird turn, especially when the new TV deal comes out, because again, these universities are going to basically make double what they're making now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In 2 years, so we'll see what happens there and that. But yeah, I mean, again, for years, I mean, the players were basically a free labor for the university to make money. Now it's like, okay, let's see what happens, and again, we'll see what happens on there. Especially too, it's like people are all bent out. Like, dude, the early signing period, coaches switching out early right away. They're not even waiting for bowl games. They're like,
well,
I mean,
that's the thing. You can't be cool with what the coaches are doing and then be bitching about what the players are doing.
Because again, then it just proves the hypocritical on there. Yeah. What the coaches are doing now, the players should do the same thing on there. Yeah. And the coaches, Brian Kelly, his team, Notre Dame had a chance to get to the playoffs if things worked right, and he's like, that's not even good enough. I'm bailing out now.
All right. Well, and to me, yeah, oh yeah.
And I know the whole thing is because 2 weeks later, all of a sudden they've got early signing day. And I think early signing day should be pushed back a little bit on there too with it. I think with it. And again, the whole thing with they're going to have to expand the playoffs on there because you get kids out there. And again, if I'm Kenny Pickett on there for Pitt and I'm playing in the Peach Bowl, it's a January 6th, the January 6th bowls or whatever, the New Year's Day 6 bowl games. I got nothing to play for. I'm not playing it for a national title. I'm a first-round draft pick. What do I got to prove? I'm not playing.
Well, and in his circumstance, I want to move up the board because he's a mid first round.
Yeah.
So in his circumstance, I could see playing. But if I'm already a top 5 pick,
no.
Then I'm not fucking playing.
Or again, even if I'm
a top 10.
Kenneth Walker, who's probably going to be a second round pick, he's got nothing to play for because he's not going to move in the first round no matter what. All I can do is him getting hurt and hurting his draft day. Ask Jake Butt that.
What you want to do is go out in your bowl game if you're what's his name, because you're going to go out and then right now you'll be lucky.
He'll be probably picked anywhere from number, say, 11 to 15.
Yes. And so maybe you play well and you know how the panic button goes with quarterbacks. And maybe you get up into the top 5 or 10 picks.
Yeah.
If you have a great game. So maybe that's not the greatest example. Maybe there's a reason for him to play. But, I mean, for most cats in the top 10, I can't think of any reason to play their bowl game unless it's a national championship.
Right. And that's the whole thing. And we'll get into that. Like Cincinnati's quarterback Riddler, who's first or second best quarterback that's coming out under, he's playing for a national championship under. So they're in the playoffs and everything. Yeah, they probably will not beat Alabama. But what happens if he has a monster game? Maybe he goes off and they lose 42-39, and he goes off for 4 touchdowns and 370 yards.
Right. Well,
suddenly he moves from like number 15 to maybe in the top 10. Maybe that 10, number 10 to number 5 pick. And then and teams say, wait a second here, or whatever. And that's going to help him out on there. And again, he's also playing for a natty. So, I mean, if they pull the upset and beat Alabama and on there, then his draft stock goes boom. He's suddenly a top 5 pick if he has a monster game.
Right.
But yeah, I don't. Again, if I'm like a slated for like a first, I don't think I'm going to be moving up and everything. And I'm not playing for a natty. I'm not playing
Yeah.
because again, we're making business decisions now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 You have to make your business.
Being a
decision now.
first or second round draft pick and basically being a fifth round draft pick or not even drafted, no, that ain't happening, man.
All right.
You can only hurt your draft stock.
I agree
with that. And again, so we got on there, but yeah, NFL action on there. We're going to like we'll break down the on there with the COVID tracker. It's gonna be interesting on there. We got like tons of players out with COVID protocol on there. It'll be interesting too tomorrow because I think Kansas City's got quite a few guys out. Oh, they got 4 guys out, but the biggest one is their number one best defensive player with Chris Jones is out on there, and they're facing the Chargers. So we'll see in there. Which is weird is they're so strict on the players, but then they're having this game in Kansas City tomorrow with 70,000 people. How many of those people aren't even vaccinated? They're not vaccinated. They're not wearing a mask, but it's the weird. It's the hypocrisy of the whole protocol. Like, oh, great. It's okay for you to get hammered on these players and everything, but you're allowing these clowns to come in there and just be a super spreader.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, New York and that is based, well, of course, there's no.
The issue is that everybody's done. Everybody's fed up. So, like, you're gonna do. They're going to do what they're going to do, and businesses have got to go on and move on and whatever. So I get why all these things are happening. The problem is, you know, we don't have control over how many dumbasses walk the planet, right?
Right.
And so when people do make, you know, we just got to talk about making business decisions. Well, when people are making business decisions, that's on them. And so even if it does affect us. So that's the unfortunate situation that we live in right now. So that's why there's such a high tension, and it's really hard to even deal with all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's a point in time where you can't be irresponsible about stuff. And I just feel like yeah, that you send a mixed message, and that's just irresponsible. You know what I mean? You send a mixed message and people are, you know, and that's the problem we're having with all this. The whole COVID thing would probably be under control a whole lot better if we didn't have a whole mismanagement of information that's being put out, and people weren't so confused, and there wasn't so much hypocrisy in the things that people see and all of that. And this is just another microcosm of that.
Yeah,
really.
That and the politicization of a vaccine and everything. It was just
when you politicize your physical, mental, or even emotional health, psychological health, I mean, you're just playing yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's it to me. So if the only reason you can give me for not, you know, doing one thing or another is based on a political view, which is easy to determine, then yeah, you lost me, because like I got a plumber that'll do your taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
So we got that on there, and again we'll get into a little bit too about Steph Curry. Now is the all-time leader.
It's just nasty when you look at the highlights, and I know he's been in kind of a slump as far as the last few games. He hasn't been posting up as many shots as you normally see out of him, but he's a career 45% from downtown shooter. And you know, when you start thinking back, they showed his career shot chart on a graphic on
and it would almost look like a firework display.
And then you see these ones that are like at the 3-point line on the other side of the court, and you're like, what the hell? There'd be like a couple dots over
the other
there.
side, the logo.
Yeah, there'd be a bunch of dots at the half court, and it's like, whoa. It's like, you know, I know cats that haven't shot that many threes in their career, let alone you know, and he shot that many half court shots. It's like, fuck. And then if you look at his little rainbow, like you said, it's like a fireworks display right there. A lot of those shots are know,
And it wasn't like,
4 or
oh, he's
5
better
feet.
on this in the corner. No,
No.
it was that whole thing solid.
It doesn't matter where. And they're all 4 and 5 feet up close, like that whole range within from 3.5 feet back. It's just a fucking even band of shots all the way around the whole court. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, I don't think that this is the whole deal. I think at some point, all records are made to be broken, right? There's some kid in grade school now that wants to be Steph Curry because he looks at Steph Curry and goes, hey, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like you can't teach me fucking 6'9" and 300 pounds, but you can definitely teach
a 6'5", 6'4",
was he
6'5" that could just shoot.
Yeah, I don't even think was he 6'3"?
6'3", yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So like that's human height. Like that doesn't feel, if you're 6'1", that doesn't feel like he's tall, right?
No.
And then and when you look at him, he's got the baby face going on, and everybody loves him, right? I mean, he's just like, what you see is what you get kind of thing with him, I think, and so he's definitely got the Nickelodeon demographic down. Like, kids love that dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they're okay, so there, of course, the kids have their favorite player on their favorite team or whatever. But if they don't if it's not that, it's after that, it's Steph Curry for every kid. Like, that's their second guy. That's their go-to if it's not their go-to. And so, yeah, he's I think he's kind of a different. This is the thing with Steph. So he's innovated this. So it's kind of like the Jordan thing, right? Because of Jordan, we got Kobe and LeBron, right? Because they're trying to be Jordan. So at some point, we're going to get those cats that are trying to be Steph. And, Jordan's records will be broken. Will people ever think he's not the GOAT? Like, I don't think the world title thing and that run will necessarily be repeated, but it could happen.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be somebody out there that, you've already seen it. People want to make Kobe or LeBron the GOAT already now. So there's going to be that person for Steph Curry. I just don't see how I'm going to see somebody run that record down in my lifetime. If you're saying maybe sometime in 30 years, somebody might get close, I'm going to be 74, 75 years old. And I don't know.
I mean,
know.
Steph did it in under 10 years, beating Ray Allen's record.
Right.
And
yeah, but it's because of the volume of shots. Now, is somebody going to come out if he's shooting 250 shots a game? If he's making 250 threes a season, I mean, then who's going to make 350 a season?
Right. It's hard on her, and I think the whole other thing with like the difference between Steph and the other guys is Steph is a prodigy. I mean, he's a legacy player because his father was actually a pretty good a pro too as well.
Sure.
And his dad's like, no, you're getting in the gym and shoot. You're not playing AAU ball. You're not doing this crap. Get in the gym and shoot.
Sure.
And that's the difference is he honed his craft on there without getting involved in the whole theatrics of AAU basketball. And I think that's a little different. I mean, because again, he did it because his father was already, they had money. He wasn't worried about going into.
To me, though, the theatrics is not really where the record's at. I think he's got plenty of theatrics anyway. Like,
yeah, well, there's theatrics, but I mean, not
the way he plays, the way he moves and stuff like that. He's just not. He's not gonna dunk. That's not his thing.
No, but when he shoots something from deep in 3-point, and it's like Susie leaves his hand, he knows it's making it in or not.
Dude, he shoots off balance shots. He shoots weird stuff from all kinds of angles, and he practices those shots.
Oh yeah.
So that's my point as far as I don't think I'll see anybody beat that record in my lifetime. But it's going to, I mean, records are meant to be broken. Even if it is broken, I don't know how you innovate that particular shot because we're talking about 3-point record here. I don't know how you innovate that shot any more than Steph has. What are they doing? The old McDonald's commercials with Jordan and Berg, where they're like chucking them off the fucking rafters and shit. I mean,
Yeah, off the rafter, off the off the back of the scoreboard, and into the other basket across the court.
yeah. I mean, like what else can there be?
Yeah,
So,
that's it. I mean,
when he shoots, it's like a Disney movie. Like some ghost just jumped up and grabbed the ball and ran it into the hoop for him. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
But yeah, I love the fact that it's like you can almost see he knows when that ball's leaving his hand, it's in or not.
Yeah, it does feel like that for the most part. The confidence
because we always
level,
see that
sure.
like he just does it and just turns it like it's like.
But you have to have that confidence level. But when
yeah.
but when he's stroking it, when you're hot like that, like you can
just
feel it. Yeah.
You know, it's just on there. It's like a 6th sense on there where it leaves your hand.
It's the release, the follow through. Everything is perfect. You see it lining down the pipe, and you've just done it. Umpteen times, like to that point. So yeah, you just hit him. I like how he was pretty chill until it kind of sunk in for a second. It was kind of like a reality grenade. He hit the shot that went over the record, and they kind of stopped everything for him or whatever. And he was like, "That's it, I fucking did it. Holy shit!" And he's like, "I got this record this early." I don't know what he was thinking, but you could just see him.
Well,
get
he
fucking
said even
amped.
after the post game too. It's like and they said, "Well, you're the greatest shooter." He goes, "I would not take that designation till I got this record."
Yeah.
He goes, I could not accept the fact that I'm the greatest shooter, period, in NBA history till I know I got a record.
Yeah.
Till I got the 3-point with it on there. But yeah, you look at the numbers of threes he's made, and the abundance of most games with 10 plus threes on there. And it's like, holy crap! I mean, you look on the records on there. It's like most games with 14 threes and 13 threes and 12 threes. It's like boom, it's his name right down the damn course on it. It's like, Jesus.
Well, that's one of those are the goofy records that it's the same thing, right? Like the record isn't what that says on his hat that he got yesterday or whatever. Right. The record is whenever when he hangs it up, that's what the record's going to be. Yeah, so that thing's forever changing, but what I'm curious about is because we talked about a little bit in our pregame, he can go 17, 18, 20 years in the league as a 3-point shooter specialist. I mean, we've seen it. So let's say he gets 7 years. The last 3 are probably just like a specialist, like a Robert Horry type thing where you're coming in and popping threes. But that guy can get him from anywhere. He can get his own shot. So the dynamic that he has is different than the guys that kind of did that.
Right.
Ray Allen and some of these other guys where they extended the career, where this guy can be effective and get his own shot like anywhere on the floor, like literally. I mean, it's like not even an exaggeration. If he's got the ball in his hand, he's a threat to make the damn basket. Right. And so I don't think that necessarily goes away just because he can't run a game for 38 minutes or 40 minutes.
And I think his career is going to last longer than, say, like the traditional point guard like Zeke, whose game was all and even Allen Iverson, whose game was predicated on the speed aspect and the explosive that step there to drive to the lane. Where again,
he's never had a crazy. First
he
step.
hasn't on there. Where I think his game his career will be more extended because again, with the smaller guy when you lose that step and you're a step slower and you're not that big under, you're going to get hammered. You're going to take abuse on there. Thus, your career doesn't go as long. Whereas he doesn't drive the lane too often. He'll get the layups, but this is basically on shooting.
Yeah.
Yes, he can distribute the rock and everything, but he's not one of those that drives. And again, it's a whole different game now too because now it's like you're shooting the threes.
To your point, he's definitely playing a different style of ball when he goes up there. See, what happens is because he's a threat to shoot anywhere on the floor, all of a sudden his first step and his handles that aren't great, all of a sudden are effective. They're effective.
Because they're free, right.
Yeah, because you ever see him where he'll like dribble through around 4 guys, turn around, go this way, and then like step back and shoot a 3 over these guys. And you'd be like, he just dribbled around the whole damn team. And he didn't even look all that athletic when he did it. He was kind of just like looking at the ball and just dribbling through, kind of like me or you would do. I mean, obviously better, but he just didn't look like some flashy, flowing, and then he just kind of chucked it up all goofy and makes it. And it's like, it's because that threat of being able to just make it from anywhere on the floor makes other things about it. So he doesn't have to have that first step.
Right.
Because if you go for any step, and he doesn't go, and he steps back. He's got.
Yeah, you're worried about him. Oh, is he gonna drive lane? And he's like, he fakes it, and he just takes a step back and goes. Boom.
Like you don't. It doesn't matter about getting the first
So
step.
if I try to go there and try to force him to take the step back and everything with it, then he's gonna go by me. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's where the difference is with Steph on there, with anybody else on there. And now they got Clay coming back and Wiseman coming back. I mean, we told you.
And do you think that he did all this with, really a bunch of other guys on the team? I mean, when you've got Durant and all these other guys on the team overall, this, during their runs here, that you've got to distribute. You know what I'm saying? So there's a twofold of that. He's done that without putting a whole lot of wear and tear on his body. But, geez, imagine if he was playing a lot of minutes. Maybe this record got blown out a year earlier.
Right.
But I think what it does is it gives him some longevity. I just think that his style, the way he's kind of innovated that shot as far as, how it's used, the 3-point, you know what? They're going to stretch out the college 3-point line because of a guy like that.
Yes.
And then potentially they can't really stretch out the NBA one.
Well, yeah, because
you're right at the end there. But I think because of guys like that, they'll stretch out that college 3-point line. Because what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Because all these kids are going to be shooting like that in college eventually. And that's why I think that record can be broken. I'm just going to be 184,000 years old. So, I'll be fucking cyborgs there'll be superhumans up there.
Absolutely.
And doing all the athletics for the regular humans' entertainment.
So we obviously there was the Heisman Award, and again the most overblown award out there in the history of the.
You know what? If you are, you're right. I agree. But if you are in the running and you're a college kid and you're trying to up your stock and get in the NFL and that's the biggest award, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't like the way they made it a big ass show, but then it just always kind of turned into the quarterback of the year award.
Yes, because you look over the period of years on there, it's been, especially since really on there, it's all the quarterback. You'll get like an occasional running back pop up here, an occasional receiver, but that's it. I mean, again, only one defensive player has ever won it, and that was Charles Woodson. But then again, it says he also returned punts. He was also a receiver. He did a lot. He was multitasking.
Yes.
With it, so you're never going to see a true defensive. I mean, trust me. If Ndamukong Suh didn't win it, nobody's going to win it.
Yeah.
Because that year when he was finished second on there, I mean, he was the best player
in the nation. Yeah.
In the nation.
Yeah.
And he lost to Mark Ingram. Trust me, again, we saw what he did in that that was when Nebraska was still in the Big 12.
Right.
And when he did in that championship game, he literally almost had Nebraska win that himself.
Oh, yeah. He manhandled everybody on the field. I just don't understand how he didn't stand out. He stood out to me. It's because he stood out to so much, in my opinion, that I just don't know how they could have denied it. It just was weird. Felt like that was probably the one that really, not that I wasn't already disenchanted by the deal, but that was probably the one that, what the heck is making that interference?
But we got that, and then we got also too is you had Terrell Suggs back in 2000 had 24 sacks at Arizona State, and he didn't win it. I mean, I saw again Hugh Green back in the 80s he was the best linebacker in college football. He was the best defensive player on there, and he didn't win it.
They should just do a best offensive.
Well, they have those awards, best offensive lineman.
Well, then what the hell's what's the point of the Heisman?
Heisman's been around the longest, so that's the big deal. They said is the Maxwell Award's been around since the last 50 to 53 years under, and that's usually they go by that's the more realistic award is who's the best player in all of college football, and they can go from tons of different players on there. Whereas again, and I know Spartan fans on there, and again, Kenneth Walker did get screwed over on this. Really, realistically, on there, he should have been a finalist on there. He wins the Maxwell Award, he wins a Doak Walker Award, and he's the best running back in college football. With it. And again, and of course, they're all bent out of shape because Aiden Hutchinson he's going to New York. This is bullshit. It's not Aiden Hutchinson's fault.
Yeah, right.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
on there. If you're mad at the voters, mad at the committee, mad at your own university for not pushing your guy enough to it's all about you got to play the game and everything with it.
Yeah,
so again,
that's true.
ease up on
That
it.
is
And of
true.
course, you got them upset. And you got Bama people. Well, why isn't why don't they have two people? Well, you're not always going to get two people in the finals for the Heisman. Just not going to have. You can't have your way every fucking year.
Yeah, I know. It's stop it. Yeah. I don't want to hear anything from Bama as far as them feeling like they got shorted.
Now it seems like, who's the best player on Bama? Is it going to win it on there? So it's like, enough.
It doesn't matter. 90% of your team's going to go to the pros anyway.
Right.
What are we talking about?
I mean, dude, last year you had how many guys go in the first round? I mean, come on, seriously, you're on there. So again, it's not every year for you. It's not all about you in that, with it. And of course, again, there's a little give, and then go Ohio State. I've never seen a fan base that's so freaking soft in my life as Buckeye fans. One little comment and they lose their mind. We dealt with this shit for 20 years, and all of a sudden there's a little comment, which was again, it wasn't mean. I was just a little zinger, and it was a joke.
Moosey booze.
And they get all butthurt, with it on there. So that's on there with it. And it's like
trolling for Buckeyes.
Whatever. You know what? They're too stupid to send me a letter because they can't write.
Trolling for Buckeyes. That's awesome.
But I like Desmond. It's like, oh yeah, on there. It's like, dudes, you're that butthurt about it. And of course, you wait. Yeah.
Well, the one thing about trolling for Buckeyes is they're super easy to get on the hook.
Yes, because they're soft. They are really insecure.
They're so easy to get on the hook.
snowflakes.
They're so easy to get on the hook. You can just kind of do whatever you want with them at that point.
And they all well, we owe you. Yeah, well, again, you forget the years before that when you had John Cooper. How did that work out for you? He went, 2-10-1 against Michigan.
Well, it's one of those things where, if I gotta shut up when I gotta eat crow when I lose, and I gotta sit here and handle it and deal with it. But when it's flipped the other way, it's like you gotta be able to take the heat.
We ate a crow. We took the abuse.
Yeah. If you're gonna take the heat,
now we got. You know what? Guess what? I don't care if it's the one time, it was one and done, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We got it. And this is the year. Deal with it. Suck it up.
Yeah.
Soft ass goddamn snowflakes.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things too. It's like I said, all these years, dude, Michigan kind of, dominated college football. So, yeah, granted, if you're under 40, you probably don't remember much of that, unless you were, a fan as a kid. But, they've dominated college football for a long time.
Yeah.
And they still are the winningest program.
Right. As bad as it's been for the last 20, we still have a winning record against Ohio State.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just a good, healthy ribbing both ways is fine. I think when, like you said, when people they get so spun out about stuff. But it's like everybody's super like that, sensitive about everything. But yeah, Buckeyes are definitely easy to get on the hook.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is say anything that could be perceived as a slight.
Talk to us when you got a real freaking mascot. I mean, or at least a real good nickname. A Buckeye. It's a hairless nut. I mean, come on.
Well, that's good. That's a perfectly good fucking.
Yeah, great. It's a delicious treat with chocolate and peanut butter, but that's not the on there. It's it's a freaking useless nut. It's basically the redhead stepchild of the chestnut is really what it is. So deal with it. I mean, on there, Michigan State, we can understand it's a Spartan. Okay, it's a warrior net, but you have a freaking nut.
Yeah, it's their fucking brain.
Yes, smooth.
Yes.
No nut, no ridges.
They got the Buckeye brain.
Yeah, smooth.
Oh gosh, we're alienating a whole state.
You know what? They don't listen to us anyways, and if they do, fuck them. I mean, I can't rip on Bama fans because they keep winning all the freaking time. So all right,
Well, and at some point we'll be eating crow with Ohio State, because they're gonna always kind of come back and be. I don't imagine they're gonna go through any lean times too soon, but you never know. As long as Michigan can do their thing, I think the good ribbing's all. I think it's all good. I think it's all good.
It was. So, it wasn't even a mean. It wasn't even. I was like, aha! It was a chuckle one, and they're like, oh, it's a cringeworthy movie. Really? I didn't think it was that cringeworthy. I mean, it's not like.
You know what fan base I've found? This is just my experience. That is really good at that whole give and take of the healthy ribbing and stuff like that. Is Wings and Habs fans.
Yes.
Like when they're mixed together, at least. I mean, I don't know how Habs fans are with everybody else, and I know Wings fans are pretty chill, but like you could take the healthy ribbings and root back and forth, and then go and then like say, all right, see you guys later.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what
even us and
it's pretty cool.
and Leaf fans on there. There was that
Yeah.
there's that long term rivalry on there. And there's a gentle ribbing on there, but there's always that coolness about it. Of course, it's obviously too is they're Canadians, so Canadians are just generally a better people than us.
Yeah.
But like if you go like against Blackhawk fans in Chicago, they're animals.
Yeah.
You go to Philly, Phillies are just animals
Yes.
on there. Whereas you get Canada and on there, you'll have it, you'll gently rib back and forth. And then at the end of the day is you're buying each other beers. I mean, that's the difference is because, again, obviously they're Canadian, so they're just better people.
Yeah. Well, you do it the right way, right? Like
Yes.
you do it. You don't do it bad. They do it
No,
backwards.
it's not mean-spirited. It's not to
Yeah.
be on there. We on there. We have fun. I mean, I remember going back in the day up to to Toronto to go see the Wings play Toronto, and basically we're ripping on Dougie Gilmore because he can't stand Dougie Gilmore. With Dougie fucking Gilmore is what we called him. We can't stand him. I mean, he was a great player. He was a good player on it, but he just one of those ones guys couldn't stand.
Sure.
And Wendell Clark, Wendy, you have fun with it. But again, like the Avalanches is yes, I like Joe Sakic, I like Peter Forsberg, but the majority of these guys, I hated their guts.
Oh yeah.
Claude Lemieux, I hated his guts.
Well, Patrick Waugh, all that.
Because
shit.
he turtled. He's like, don't hit me.
Yeah. Well, after the
Patrick Waugh couldn't stand him because he's an arrogant son of a bitch.
Yes. Yeah. No, that was the single greatest rivalry in modern hockey.
Yes. Because we didn't like each other.
No,
we hated each other.
That was nasty. How many years ago was that? That's almost 30 years ago. 28 years ago.
1996 is when they beat us in the playoffs, and Lemieux hit Draper. So that's 25 years ago.
25 years, yeah.
And there was that rivalry. I mean, again, it went all the way from like 96 all the way to like really is 2002 when we beat them. And all of a sudden, Waugh did the Statue of Liberty. He's like, oh, look, I got the save. And all of a sudden, the puck comes dropping down. All of a sudden, bing, popped it in. No, you don't. And then we chased him in Game 7. I mean, we basically, next thing you know, it's like, okay, you're in Game 7. And it's 6-0 like in a blink of an eye, and he's out of the goal. He's like, holy crap. With that. So that's still on there. Also
nice.
With there. So, yeah, we'll get into definitely some hockey and everything as well on there. We've got some basketball. Actually get into that. On there, it looks like Lakers are actually losing to the Mavericks without Luka.
Well, they go on these little spurts, and LeBron thinks he's great because they play subpar competition at the time, and they'll have these spurts where they're gonna be streaky, right?
Yeah.
Based on their schedule. I mean, but I just think they're gonna. In the end, we're gonna be looking at a team that's gonna be battling for that play-in situation.
Right. They're bad. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they can make a run and avoid it, but I doubt it. I think they'll be in that play-in situation.
Yes. I definitely think so. I think they're going to be a play-in situation here.
But
and again,
I mean, unless they did something drastic to that roster, I mean, what could they possibly do to get better?
I know they're interested in. Well, we'll have to wait till he gets freaking healthy again. Is Jeremy Grant on there? He looks like he's going to be trade bait, and they'll try to trade him to a contender. But dude, it's going to have to be a 3-way deal because I'm not trading Grant for the 27th pick in the draft.
Nah.
You want it? We're gonna have to get a 3-way deal because I want some picks up there, at least in the top half.
Ugh.
And I'm not waiting to 2031 to get my pick.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah,
that.
it's a tough sale, I think.
Did you hear what? Again, old guy that just needs to just go on it. And again, Dave Bing's a legend and everything with it. And was a great. Basically, he basically said is Cade Cunningham is not a player to build around. He doesn't look like he's a leader. I'm thinking, have you watched the games this year? Because all I see is this guy's all he is a leader.
All right.
And it's like, dude, You're 78 years old. My day. We're lucky.
Well, I'll kind of take Casey's word at it right now that, this is the growing pains and all that. I don't know how you can question somebody's leadership, 30 games into a fucking
right.
His rookie season. Like this is his rookie campaign. He's 30 games and a team that is a legit top 5 pick every year for the last 5 years or whatever. They're terrible. They've been bad. They are bad. And he's like, I don't understand. That's kind of a snap to judgment unless you're in the locker room every day. I mean, who else would? And even if you're in the locker room every day and you've been following him every day, are you sure?
Yeah, because everything I see on him on the court, how he handles other players and how he does that, basically him making sure Isaiah Stewart doesn't kill LeBron and get suspended for the rest of the season. I mean, just grabbing him like, dude, you can't kill the man, even though he deserves to get his ass kicked. Right. You can't do it. I think that screams leadership. Just the pure aspect with it. I'm like going, what do you mean? Again, dude. Yeah. Look at what he's doing now since he basically has gotten his legs under and he's gotten now healthier under and what he's done, especially over the last 10 games. He's getting better and better and better on there. He's getting the 3-point shot more often, more consistent wise and everything with it. And I'm thinking, all right, Dave, dude.
Well, it's one of those things he's kind of doing it with no help too. Yes, so
because, Killian's terrible. That he's on there. Bay's taking a huge step back. Grant, I think he's almost trying a little bit too much on there because some of the other guys have taken. Plus, they're small. Yeah. Again, Isaiah Stewart, he's your 5, but he's 6'9".
Yeah.
Dude, you have no size.
Yeah, if you're going to be small like that, you better be able to shoot lights out. That's the problem. That's always kind of been the problem with Detroit recently is that because they are kind of undersized, that they're in and they just never had that shooter. And that could just make a shot, get his own shot, make a basket, get one when they need one. So they would go through these, they could win games when they kind of get hot. But that didn't happen very often where you get everybody kind of shooting well all at the same time. So, like I said, it's hard to judge his development in the situation he's in such a short period of time with such a limited amount of data, so to speak. And then, like I said, even if you were in the locker room every minute the whole time, you follow them around like a documentary, like, are you sure? What is your definition of leadership? Like, what is he not doing? What I mean, like, be more specific, because I don't get it. I don't see that being the issue. I think just getting used to the game, getting some players in there that'll help him, letting the coach kind of be able to build a system around multiple guys, not just him, and because they don't really have a whole lot beyond that. So I don't know. The Pistons are a work in progress, and he will be, unfortunately, because he'll be kind of stunted slightly, I think, just because all the people that are around him. I mean, I don't know. He could take off really quick, but I mean, I think there's a little bit of curve there. I don't know. I don't see anything to me that makes me go, oh, no, this guy's, I don't know. It's just crazy to me in that little bit of time. So
yeah, I'm with you on that. And that's why I feel about the same way on there. So with that, and again, you look on there how the other side of basically the same state in the same arena on there, the other sport NHL, and we got the Wings right now. Wings are actually, if the season ends, they're the AFC in the playoff. But we're seeing with the at least 2. I mean, we're actually seeing really good production on three of their rookies. I mean, you've got Lucas Raymond, who's leading all rookies in points under with 25 points under, 10 goals and 15 assists. Mm-hmm. He leads in points and goals on there. And Marit Seider, who's leading all rookies in assists on there with it. And he's third in overall scoring. And he got Alex, I'm going to really butcher his last name, Neveljic on there.
Neveljic.
who's leading all rookies and wins at goalie with 9 on there. He's having a really nice season as well with that. But yeah, it's just I think we're starting to see is progression. I think you're going to finally see is this what we've been waiting for? It's like, okay, when Seider going to come back? And again, when everybody comes back, everything with it, and it gets healthy, and we got, Honor, everybody's back and everything with Honor, Vanya's back and everything with it. I think this team's going to be under. Right now, it's at least a team where basically his teams can't take lightly.
Yeah, I think, like you said, once they're healthy, which is the war of attrition is every year, every season, right? But, you do have some key guys out, and if you get a few things rolling there, and sure, like you said, this is a team that's like, oh, man, Detroit's coming through here, or we got to go through Detroit, and that's a step up, like from where we've been.
Oh yeah,
since the
huge
fallout.
Step
that's
up.
a huge step up. So, I think that's what you're looking for. We talked about it before, Moose, with our sports teams. Who do we who do we have most confidence in turning them around because they're all so bad here, and it's definitely the Wings. So, we could. This is good. This is the next logical step. Let's see if we continue this momentum and continue going forward and getting better. But it's the same kind of thing with the Pistons. It's not going to be that quick of a move, though.
No.
I think the Wings will move a lot faster. And so you got to have a little exercise a little more patience with the Pistons. But no, it's nice to see. I mean, I guess it shouldn't take too long because, couple of players is all it really takes in the NBA, but unless you get a high draft pick and you got somebody and you hit the right person or someone decides to come in free agency or whatever, it's a little tougher than
nothing worth in the NBA is just middle of the road.
Yeah,
because then you're just toiling there for middle of the road. You can't get better unless you get a high end draft pick. Yeah. It's the way it is. You have to have a top 10 draft pick to be any decent. Actually, realistically, you have to have a top 7 draft pick to be anything.
Yeah, and then you've got to have your sidekick, and then you've got to have a supporting cast, and like there's a whole thing that you have to do, and most of that's going to have to be had through drafting. So timing is everything. I mean, there's a lot to it. So, we'll see how it plays out for the Pistons, but it's just going to be a slower burn than I think we're going to get with the Red Wings. I'm super stoked to see what the Wings do, not just as this season goes on, but going forward. So,
but it'll be interesting on there because again, I think they take the whole month of February off because of the Olympics. So.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, so that's fine. We got college hoops and we got pro on there. So, but yeah, I mean, and also we get into is Urban Meyer. What does he need to do to get fired? Because everything
dude,
done
you know what?
Has been basically a fireable offense.
I know all right, the Urban Meyer thing is it's a multi-layered onion. So we'll peel
rotted onion.
It may have a rotten core, and we'll get into that when we get back on the other side because that's
onions have layers.
Yes, onions have layers, and we'll find out if that's a rotted core or not. That plus pick'ems and anything else y'all want to get into on the other side.
We are DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. The listener controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's a Lodge service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you love and life, you need to be in the club.
We are taking over this broadcast on Ultimate Underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say infamous venues and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com. Or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390. Or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby. You get what you want because we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want because we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Yes, it is so weird to have an extra week of NFL. But we are talking football. First hour was, we mixed it up a little bit. We got a little college football in there. We talked a little NBA, a little NHL. Got a little Detroit-centric. We goofed around. I think it was a pretty solid first hour. Now on to, NFL is king, so here we go. Plenty to talk about in the world of NFL, and I think y'all know where we're going to start, so I'm not even going to get into none of that stuff. We're just going to get this thing rolling. Let's do what we do here in hour 2 of DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for the second hour of DSR2, our second segment, the lightning round, where the questions are twice as hard, but the payoff is twice as much on there. In case you missed it, as we said, we talked a lot about college football, the whole landscape on there. We got a little basketball action, a little NBA or NHL action going on there. We definitely touched on Steph Curry. And again, his place in NBA history now is the greatest three-point shooter right now out there. And again, the greatest shooter in our lifetime that we've ever seen in
all
the history of all time.
So far, yeah, he's the GOAT of shooting for sure.
With that as well. So we got that on there. Deion Sanders basically just ripped the heart out of his alma mater at Florida State by getting the number 2 recruit to come to Jackson State.
Everything is a business decision these days.
That's right.
Just get used to it.
So we got that on there. And again, we talked on there. So we got some NHL or NFL action going on there. We'll kind of break down there. And again, as we said, is Urban Meyer. What does it take for him to get fired?
That's what it feels like, right? Does it not feel like a guy that wants to get out of there so bad? Like, how does he say the stuff and it gets leaked and all this stuff goes on and the quarterback that you're getting is not get? I mean, how does this spiral out of control so fast, Moose? I mean, I've never seen anything on, it's kind of like in a cartoon when like one little thread gets caught up on their clothes and then they run and all of a sudden there's nothing left but a collar.
Yeah.
How did this come unraveled so fast?
I think how it is he doesn't give a damn.
I mean,
it's like he doesn't care. He knows this is a cash grab. He'll take this money because they paid him a boatload of money. They're all stupid. And it's the worst disaster possible. I mean, as bad as we look here in Detroit and we got Dan Campbell, he's a buffoon. He's a terrible coach. But you almost, you can't help not like the guy a little bit just on a personal level.
Sure.
Urban there's nothing there to
Yeah,
like.
he doesn't have a redeeming quality.
No, there's nothing
Yeah.
redeemable about him.
Yeah.
He seems like he's a terrible person. Obviously,
Yeah.
with him getting grinding it away with some co-ed, he's a terrible husband.
Yeah.
So, got honest, but the way he's treating his players, his coaches, nobody can stand him. Then it leaks out on how much he's a bastard, and it leaks out there, and he's like, if I find out who did it, I'm going to fire them, and they're never going to work in this league again. How about this? Maybe it's you.
Stop being
Look
a
in the mirror.
dirtbag. Yeah.
Yeah, on there. I mean, now Josh Lambo came out there and basically says this, he's in the preseason. It gets on there and he goes, I'm in a lunge position, left leg forward, right leg back, and he's stretching on it. Urban comes in and while I'm in a stretch, but he comes up to me and says, hey, dipshit, make your fucking kicks. And it kicks me in the leg. That's like, Jesus Christ. And then afterwards, he misses his kick because he freaking gets kicked in the leg. And it's like, shitbag, dipshit around on there. He's yelling at him for missing a kick.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a little hard to be at a place like that.
But then Lambo says, don't you ever fucking kick me again. And really, I'm the head coach. I'll kick you whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, I'm gonna kick you right here, right now, and I bet you it's gonna hurt a whole lot more.
I got a feeling there's going to be a full-on mutiny. Shere Khan's like, we're going to stay by it. But now I guess tomorrow he's having a meeting with the owner and everything.
Oh,
and I have a
man.
feeling it's like, you know what? This just ain't working.
That is crazy.
It's up to you. You want to finish the season on or not? But you know what? This isn't working here on there. Because, again, you have Marvin Jones is like, this guy's a total piece of shit.
Oh, my God. What a nightmare.
Absolutely.
It's like an embarrassment on all sides.
You have the number one pick overall. It is the heir apparent to your franchise. It is the best quarterback come out in in a couple of years and everything with it. He's a generational type talent, and you are just squandering it. Absolutely squandering it.
Well, this is the whole thing. You're that bad that they gotta fucking get you out of here so they don't fuck this thing up with this kid.
Because he'll be, as soon as he's a free agent and then he goes, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm not sticking around for this crap.
Oh no, they have to do an immediate
They have to cut right now. Mm-hmm. All they got to do is Trevor Lawrence needs to go to the ownership and say, listen, you need to get rid of him because when my contract's up,
I'm
out of here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Plain and simple. So it's on you now.
Yeah.
And I think and again, I don't think there'll be a player in that whole team that would argue with what Trevor Lawrence has said. It's been an unmitigated disaster of epic proport because it's not like they don't have any talent, especially in offense wise. They've got their quarterback, they've got a couple good running backs, they've got some nice good receivers, they've got some talent wise on defense, but this has just been an unmitigated disaster. For himself, you fire your previous coach for going 2-14. He's going to go 2-15. He's not going to beat. He won't even beat Houston this week.
What's crazy about the whole situation is, they could, they could potentially be like just a right around 500, sub 500 team, and now they can't buy a win.
No,
and that's just with not putting anything out there. And if you're supposed to be a good coach, you're supposed to elevate their play. So I don't know, man. Like, to me, if I'm Ron Rivera, which team is more appealing?
For talent level, Jacksonville's more appealing.
Right.
Yeah, and again, I think also too his ownership level too. I think Shere Khan's a better owner than Dan Snyder because Dan Snyder's a piece of shit too.
Right. So why?
You know what? Urban Meyer needs to go to Washington and make an epic disaster.
They should just make a total trade. And they should just do it for Hard Knocks and Hard Knocks only, right? Because they're doing Hard Knocks in season. Just trade coaches right now because that would make way better television and just put it on there. Let the implosion begin.
Problem is Washington is especially in offense, they just don't have any talent.
Right. That's what I'm saying though.
But you look at the way the defense. I mean, these players will go through a wall for
That's
him.
my point.
I mean, even then we look at Detroit and Dan Campbell.
Ron Rivera is the antithesis. He's the opposite of of Urban Meyer, and that's kind of where I went there with the
Yes,
with the thing.
absolutely.
And they're both in their second year for him at this job.
I mean, they even talked like last week when the Lions lose down there, and they're talking to Teddy Bridgewater, and he goes, "Yeah, I remember my years when I was with New Orleans." And down he goes, "Freaking man would get me so fired up." He goes, "I wouldn't want to leave the locker room. I want to go punch somebody in the face." He goes, "That's how fired up I was for listening to him." So again, he's over his head with it as a coach wise. But as a person wise, you definitely see is these guys do like him and they honor versus the last coach we had, which was a total douchebag too. Urban Meyer, except he couldn't get a chick to grind on him.
Urban Meyer probably paid for that one. That was probably.
But we get again his history in college. I mean, the whole thing with Aaron Hernandez and him covering for Aaron Hernandez. You knew this guy was a piece of work.
Oh yeah, this guy's a scumwad. Definitely a scumwad.
And he's blaming everybody but himself, dude. This team is basically fall apart because it's you.
Yeah.
And
it's under your watch, buddy. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I got one for you. I was always told that if you're in charge and you're running deal. It doesn't matter if you did it or not. It was under your watch,
right?
And it's your responsibility.
The buck stops with you.
Yeah. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, you're the head coach.
You've been here how long? You've been here 5 fucking minutes, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, they were terrible last year, but this is like epic proportion terrible.
As I was saying, how do you come in 5 minutes, take a crappy situation and make it the crappiest, almost the crappiest in the league?
Again, as we said, is this will be a game this weekend. Like the two franchises that are just unmitigated disasters. I mean, the Lions are just terrible, but there's terrible on the field, and then there's this.
Yeah,
with Houston and Jacksonville, this is terrible. And everything else on a whole nother scale.
It's terrible with a little side of terrible, with
a little side of total douchebaggery.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
With that, but that's what we're seeing right now. And again, being that I'm not a fan of either team, I'm entertained.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to go.
Yeah.
With that.
Well, when you're talking about, like you said, a generational young player that you brought in, and then like the stigma that gets left behind if you make the other choice, like then what?
Yeah.
Then what? Even if you decide that Urban Meyer's the guy, which he hasn't been able to prove he can do anything that makes shit worse in 5 minutes he's been there. Even if you decide to go that route, what does that say for any other draft pick coming through here? Any free agent coming through here? Any employee
if you're
through?
with a top 3 draft pick and he's drafting and you hear all this, you can pull the power move on there. I'm not playing for you. Mm-hmm. Ain't happening.
So, it's one of those things where if I'm a free agent, I ain't gonna deal with that.
No.
If I get drafted by him, if I'm unlucky enough to get drafted by him, maybe like you said, maybe I stand up and say, I'm not playing. I mean, maybe not, maybe you still play, but you just ride out your contract.
I'll ride it out, but I'm not, don't even attempt to resign me.
But so I mean, maybe it's one of those two decisions for you. So, but that's not good for a franchise.
No.
It's not like you're going to get the greatest years out of somebody if that's their attitude right off rip. That as soon as all they got to do is they just try to get out of their contract or get through it, then it's not like you're going to be playing at your top form. I mean, come on, let's be real.
I mean, you could probably get a damn PI and follow him around, and there's something they could probably get him on, like a morals clause, and don't have to pay him shit.
Yeah.
There. But yeah, I mean, this is something we're going, holy crap. What else does it take to get him fired? I mean, on there. But yeah, we look on there.
I don't know, man. That's my thing. Maybe they already made a deal, and that's why he's so easy to pop off, because he knows he's gone.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
They know that, like, on there. We'll find out on there. Because we knew, just like we knew the whole John Gruden Vegas one was not going to turn out well. We saw that on there, but this is like imploding faster than I even could imagine.
Yes.
I thought he was just not going to work out well on there, and with it, and that'll be that. But holy crap! I mean, to unravel like this quickly.
I know.
This is like.
I know. Unbelievable. But hey, definitely entertaining. Like you said, there's no short. There will be no short, and it's not going to get any like tamer. It's, you know what I mean. It's going to be. It's only going to get juicier, especially with all these openings available, and I don't know. It's just it's going to be goofy.
Yeah, because the Bears is going to be an opening there. The Giants probably will have an opening there on there. Jacksonville should have an opening. Who else is terrible? I don't even know if you can blame the coach of Texas because they just have nothing. It's like the general managers needs to go.
Yeah.
I don't know on this.
Well, it's that dude that's you're talking Houston.
Yeah,
that's that fucking what's his name that's in his ear.
Well, it's that.
He's a
former whatever reverend.
Yeah,
he wasn't he like the team chaplain for
he's
for
a
New
team
England
chaplain, and he's all up in dude's ear, dude, and it's been a diaper nightmare nonsense. Why do you think Hopkins left?
Yes,
he's the one that got hurt.
Yes, he's out for the year.
Yeah,
rest of this regular season.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean Washington on there. Yeah, Ron's going to be there. They need to get a quarterback. In a worse way. They just don't have a quarterback on there. Same thing with the Panthers. That's starting a little unravel a little bit too, but they don't have a quarterback.
No.
With that. So you look at that.
And there's none.
No. There's nothing worth taking this year.
Yeah.
I mean, do you basically look at some guys that are veterans on there that are towards the end and just say, you know what? Get somebody there to get over. I think Matt Ryan, does he leave Atlanta and go to a team that could actually just needs a quarterback to get over the top?
Yeah, I don't
know how much more he's got left in the tank.
Yeah.
Again, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be in Green Bay next year.
There's a rumor.
You hear the rumor where he's going to be?
Huh?
Pittsburgh.
Really?
Because Big Ben's done after this year. That's it. We've seen that on there. But yeah, he goes to Pittsburgh and they don't even lose a step. They'll be way better next year.
So Pittsburgh's got like 12th overall pick, right?
Yeah.
So
right now.
Yeah. Who's right behind that? Do we know who's like 13 and who's right around there?
Let's see here.
Because to me, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense to go get Green Bay and not. Or, I mean, go get Green Bay.
But he'll be
go get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Do you make a trade on there? I mean, I don't know if you're going to get.
But what do you got to? What do you got to give up?
Yeah, if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm not giving the 12th pick overall for Aaron Rodgers for what, 2 years?
All right.
I mean, who knows? I mean, Rodgers, but yeah, Rodgers is one of those weird cats too. He's a different, breed almost. I mean,
it doesn't feel like he's going to be there.
He does on there. And again, Devontae Adams may not stick around in Green Bay either. He's a free agent there. So Green Bay could take that kind of a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah, I was about to say, what's Green Bay's move then if Aaron Rodgers.
So, Pittsburgh would be Denver, who needs a quarterback. But actually, they're not sitting too bad because, again, as we said, is our boy Teddy Two Gloves is doing an okay job.
Right.
With it. And again, them beating the Lions. There was no way they were losing the Lions after basically Demaryius Thomas's celebration day of him passing away on there. Dude just retires in August and he dies at 33 years old.
I know. When I heard it, I thought it was like...
They said it was some issues after he got in a car accident, so I'm wondering if he had a blood clot that went up into his heart or something.
I don't know what it was, but man, that caught me off guard. Yeah. I was like, am I hearing it right? Is that the guy that didn't... Isn't he like 30 something? Like, what happened here?
So we got the Bengals don't need a quarterback. Browns are kind of that weird thing too because there's like half the team is still Team Odell Beckham. You know what?
Yeah.
Dudes, you need to just get rid of those clowns.
Yeah.
On there. They're bitching at Baker Mayfield when he's hurt. Dude's playing hurt. Yeah. He should not be playing. He should be sitting out because he's beat the crap out there.
Yeah, but he hasn't earned any kind of points.
No, he hasn't earned
That's the problem.
Again, versus Odell Beckham, I think he's earned more than Odell Beckham has.
Well, I think when I don't know, man. I don't know how it works sometimes with some of these cats, like how they judge that. I think when they look at when they look at him, he just ran his mouth and then really didn't get anything done. And he's all up in the commercials and he da 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 da. And this, I don't know. So I can't say what motivated a guy to think that, but I mean, I don't know. It just feels that way.
Yeah. So who's below Pittsburgh? Who drafts ahead of Pittsburgh? We got the the Washington football team, Vikings, Eagles, Falcons, Saints, Raiders, Dolphins, Panthers, Seahawks. Where's Russell going to go? Do you think he sticks around in Seattle, or do you think he's like, you know what, I need to move on?
To me, it's so weird that both those guys would move. But I mean, I guess. I mean, what is it? What else can they do there? I think Pete Carroll's gone. If I had to pick,
if I had to choose the two, if I'm the owner, I'm choosing Russell Wilson over Pete Carroll.
Well, this is my thing. So this is kind of my philosophy. I don't know if it makes any sense to anybody. It's probably the dumbest thing ever, but it probably works as crazy as everything's been anyway. Why not? I just feel like I just find it highly unlikely that both those guys are on the move the same season. And so I feel like Pete Carroll has slowly like lost this team and hasn't gotten that team back to the.
No. They went to the playoffs last year and they lost in the first round to the Rams.
So I feel like Pete Carroll's the one that's going to be gone.
Yeah. And again,
and
Pete's
then he's
70 years old. He's not
right.
a young guy anymore. It's like you're going to have to get somebody younger in there with it. I mean, again, gum-chewing idiot that he is. I mean, he does delegate power. I mean, the responsibility. But yeah, he's not Belichick.
No, I just feel like
even though they're the same age.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably the biggest issue, but whatever. Yeah, I think that would be the way I would go. It just feels like it's gone stale since their last Super Bowl run. They got
when they lost on there, where they basically should have ran the ball with Marshawn Lynch
right.
instead of having Russell throw it, and they jumped. They knew exactly what it was. They jumped the route and picked it off with it. But yeah. With it, I mean, obviously, Dolphins don't need a quarterback on there. Saints need a quarterback.
Yeah, like a mofo.
Giants need a quarterback.
Yeah, but see, the Saints, how are they going to get a quarterback? They just put all that money into Taysom Hill and what's his name?
Jameis, I think, was only a 1-year deal.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, Jameis didn't command some money? Unless they decide they want to stay with Jameis, give him another shot. Or does his deal count because he got hurt so fucking early? Do they have an option that they can keep him around for another year?
I think they may have an option where they can keep him on. I know with the way Wentz has played a lot on there, Colts are on the hook for Wentz for another year. With that.
I mean...
And they seem to be almost like treading water a little bit.
Yeah.
Buffalo's got their quarterback. Frisco, I mean, what do you do with Garoppolo? I mean, are you going to head over to Trey Lance, or is it... that Garoppolo stick around? I mean, he's been balling out the last couple of weeks in that too. He's been, I mean, really when they kind of gone on this little bit of a run in that, he's been balling. And again, I think if you're one of those teams that just needs somebody to just kind of steady to keep the ship steady, Garoppolo's not a bad option.
No, he's not. I just don't know what the Niners do from there.
Well, they got Trey Lance.
Yeah, I mean.
They drafted him in the top 3.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well,
you're gonna have to do something because the clock's ticking on the contract.
He's gonna be the one that moves probably the quickest, I guess.
Well, he obviously is. Like as we said at the
top, he
time,
goes to Green Bay and.
Oh man, Garoppolo going to Green.
Well, I mean. That's what I see more. That could be likely.
That could be because again, LaFleur knows him.
Yeah,
he came from Frisco.
Yeah.
You look at that. I mean, obviously Baltimore is not going to.
But I mean, and you're looking at Baltimore's not going to go after him. You're looking at who's out there, what's available, and then who's going to make the draft, who's going to make the pick. It's not going to be Pittsburgh, so who's going to make that pick we talked about 11 through 15.
right now is if you're looking through 11 through 15. Well, again, 11 would be Washington. Pittsburgh's 12. Denver's 13. Cincinnati's 14. 15 is Cleveland. 16 is Buffalo.
Yeah.
Bengals don't need a quarterback.
Nope.
Buffalo doesn't need a quarterback.
Nope.
Denver may, but I mean,
So I mean,
the thing with Denver is they've got a nice core of receivers and they got a nice young running back too.
this dude could fall into the bottom half of the draft.
Yeah, I mean,
We could have a reverse effect.
but
the
I think
quarterback.
Pittsburgh's going to take Pickett because the last time they passed on a high touted.
Why are they taking Pickett if they go get?
Well, yeah, I think Pittsburgh's just going to go into rebuild a little bit. I think they're going to go Pickett. But remember the last time they had a.
Well, then where does Rodgers go? I mean, we just spent all this time talking about the pay, and then you got no payoff here.
They say Rodgers on there. Who knows? I mean, Rodgers get 2 years. You get Pickett to sit the bench in that. I don't know. But you know what Washington? You know what the Pittsburgh needs? They need an offensive line more than anything.
Well, yeah.
If you get Rodgers, then you go to an offensive lineman.
The whole hometown,
because they got some nice receivers, they got a nice running back, they got the good, pretty decent defense. They're smart as if they get Rodgers, go offensive line. To be honest,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Rodgers doesn't seem to be a type to go to the Giants. I don't think he's a New York guy.
No, but he'd fit it in Pennsylvania just fine.
Or does him and Russell switch places?
Well, that was my original thought process, but if the rumor you're hearing is true, I actually like that call. But if that happens there, then I still think Russ stays. I don't think both those guys go. I think them swapping is like fantasy booking, right?
Yeah.
Like you're sitting here just like making shit up. So that's not going to happen. But so those just seem too far fetched to me. But to make all of this stuff work, it almost makes sense, right? So Russ does Russ and stays there. They're in the market for a new head coach. Tomlin works some magic, brings Rodgers in over there. They can use their top 12, 15 pick, whatever, they're 12, right?
Yeah.
They can use their number 12 pick on an offensive lineman or whatever. And then the Niners are going to get, what are they going to get from the Packers back? Are they going to move up in the draft maybe and try to get somebody else?
Well, Garoppolo's like a free agent.
So Garoppolo's just going to fly?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're not. If they're just going to let Garoppolo go, then, that's what happens. Then he lands in Green Bay.
Right.
Because they got nobody else to go after.
No.
And then what other landing spots would you go if you're Garoppolo? Are you going to Denver? Maybe Denver.
Denver but because I think Denver with their receiving core, we got Tim Patrick and Judy and Cortland Sutton and Noah Fant, and you got Javonte Williams. They've got the core for a nice offense. They need offensive line in the worst way. But if you can get Garoppolo and use your draft pick and shore up that offensive line, because the defense really came along this year with it. Actually, even though they got rid of Von Miller and that, you've got a nice young core and that defense wise with it. On there, that could be an option. That might be Garoppolo's best bet,
right?
With it, because
it's going to be interesting.
There's nobody that's going to go to Houston.
No
way. That's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, nobody wants to go there. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting quarterback carousel this year. I mean, I guess it happens every year, but this one is going to have some of the bigger names in recent memory moving around.
And it also depends on if Brady wins another Super Bowl, does he ride off in a sunset or does he come back?
Oh gosh, I think he comes back if he's not hurt.
He comes back. Dude's ball. He's the number one passer in the NFL.
Yeah, why would you? I mean, I get the whole point of leave it on top and all that, but I think he's one of those guys where, like, until he can't do it anymore, so, like, he goes out there and thinks and tries as hard or even harder than he did before, and he just can't quite get to where he was, then I see him maybe walking off. I don't see him staying too long in the tooth.
No.
But, so I think if he had a year that was, like, subpar for him and he didn't think he was going to recover physically to be able to be any better, then I think he'd call.
He looks younger now than he did when he got drafted.
I mean, I can't say shit about the way this guy. I mean, what can I say? God,
I mean, you look at him now.
It's
You
a
go look at
freak
him.
of
Like,
nature.
dude, look like he de-aged. I mean, he looked like
He's Benjamin
45.
Button.
He was 45 when he was 22. Now he's 45. He looks like 30. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, it's
He doesn't have the dad bod. He's all like lean and everything with it and on there. And
well, you know, he's got his whole TB12 method where he does whatever and obviously whatever.
he's got a picture in the attic that's aging for him. And
Well, yeah.
he made a deal with the devil.
So whatever he's doing, it's working. So, whether it's that bullshit he sells you or, like you said, I think it's...
His wife is rescuing sea turtles on the beach and everything. Did you see that one too? She just
No.
sees a turtle wrapped up in a fishing net, little sea turtle. And she just grabs it and unwraps it and takes it out to the ocean and lets it go back out there.
Did she turn on her phone and record it first?
Somebody was recording
Oh,
it.
somebody else was. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but
good.
she just kind of did
Hey,
that.
you put that on my Instagram, would you?
Yeah.
Just, what the fuck?
You know, just walking around and just going for a jog or whatever. It's like, okay, dude, she's got no makeup on. She still looks like knockout. And then she unwraps his little sea turtle and just lets it out. And I'm thinking, okay. It's like, seriously.
No.
You know, there'll be those out there. Somebody put that turtle there on purpose so she could catch it and
Yeah.
release it on there. But yeah, I mean, there's teams out there, like even the Eagles. I'm not sold on the Eagles with Jalen Hurt. He's terrible as a quarterback. He's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, he as a quarterback, yeah, he's like an H-back that they don't use anymore.
Yes.
They don't use H-backs like that anymore. That's what he kind of is. He's just an athletic guy, and he's just not, I don't know. That's why you get the Gardner Minshew experiment.
Yeah. And again, on there, but and Minshew actually played pretty good the couple games he played.
He always does. He's,
Yeah, but
that's what he
he's
does.
one of those ones he'll
Yeah.
look good for 2 weeks and then
He's
he'll-
going to be the new Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Yes. Minshew will be the new Fitzpatrick.
Instead of that glorious beard, he's got that great
The
porn
crazy
stash.
mutton chops and porn stash, yeah. He likes to play with it, too.
But
He
yeah,
needs to do like a full-on Wolverine gimmick next time. He did the Top Gun gimmick this time. He
gotta
needs
get the
to-
full lamb chop
Yes.
sideburns in. And,
Yeah, he did the Top Gun bullshit this time. No, or last time. So
Now he's got the whole Fu
got-
Manchu porn
yeah.
stash on
you
there.
keep changing them up.
So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, because Lions need a quarterback. There's no quarterback worth taking number one over. Oh, this year,
No.
that's for damn sure.
No,
And being that, I mean, hopefully the Rams would have kept losing and we get a better draft pick. But yeah, if you're drafting in the mid-20s, I'm not even taking a quarterback then.
yeah,
No, just you know what? You can get one of the top two defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
You need it, and you get one of the best linebackers, probably or wide receiver. They're at like say 23 or 24.
yeah.
And then you got the first pick of the second round. Then you can get the fix under. But short up the defense. Then we need the defense to be. I mean, at least under. We got a good offensive line. We've actually running backs. We have no receivers. So I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't either.
All right, so
I don't either.
everybody's in fantasy on there, and their playoffs start there, and you're probably looking like, holy
Oh,
crap, with the
dude.
injuries and the COVID.
I was about to say, I was thinking about that, Moose. So, how in the hell can you possibly keep up? Like, what do you do if everybody's gone? Like, and everybody's. Moose, you go to the waiver wire and everybody else is. Oh, I'll take. Oh no, maybe not. Oh no. Oh no, because there's like 14 guys on a team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you get through your fantasy league
You go,
right
holy
now.
crap. I mean, on there, I'm
Because
with
it's already wild and crazy with the injury bug. We already know how that goes, and now you're putting this crazy COVID protocol situation in here,
So
and it's
you're
on.
looking
It's
at
full
panic
on
mode
tilt
on there.
right
You're
now.
like, what the hell am I going to do? And everything with the injuries. And yeah, on there. I would say is like right now is if you're looking for a quarterback, you just got to look at basically a matchup wise. Tua is starting to play a lot better on there. And they're playing the Jets this week. Simple matchup. Grab Tua. That's the biggest no-brainer out there.
All right.
You grab Tua. As we said, Jimmy G, they're playing Atlanta. There it is. There's
Yeah.
your quarterback on there. You're looking at on there, Wise on that, and definitely look at that Wise on there. Definitely look at that. Running back wise, that's gonna be a little tight Wise because everybody's banged up. I mean, you're looking at you're stuck in at Rashad Penny for Seattle, Boston Scott, Malcolm Brown, Craig Reynolds, who's come from basically the undrafted from a Division II school. Who actually had a pretty good game last week? Craig Reynolds, Lions, because they're playing it on there. Yeah, Dernis Johnson's definitely a must-add this way because Kareem Hunt's out for a while on there. Wide receiver-wise, is again Devontae Parker's healthy this weekend. Again, they're playing the Jets. KJ Osborne. Yeah, they're playing the Bears. They're terrible. I mean, again, Thielen's out another. Again, Lions, I'm on St. Brown. Maybe nothing one to pick up for the Lions. I mean, just the matchup on there. Also, is Josh Reynolds is not a bad pickup. He's the way he looks on there with that, and I would look at that. Jalen Guyton's probably my best pickup because they're facing Kansas City, the Chargers, like that one. And AJ Green's probably going to be your number one receiver now in Arizona. Or Kurt, but he'll be the number two with Hopkins out, and then tight end wise,
Hopkins injury. That's
Gerald Edward might be your best bet, and that's about it. And then defense and kickers don't even talk to me.
No kickers,
no kicker, no, sorry. But yeah, who not to pick? Who not to pick up? Anybody that's playing on Cleveland because they got probably COVID.
Yeah,
on there. Anything with the Rams because they probably got COVID. Giants because they probably got COVID. Washington because they definitely got COVID.
Everybody's got COVID. Oh my God, it's brutal. It's brutal, Moose. I don't even know what to say. I don't even
know what to say on there. They're gonna have to figure something out, but.
Yeah, well, they're gonna figure it out all right. They're just gonna have all the replacement players out here. That's all.
What the heck?
They're just gonna have me and you get to play next, Moose.
Yeah, we've got 4 days of football this year.
I know, because now it's Saturdays.
Yes, 2 games on Saturday, 1 on Thursday, 2 on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, she's hating me right now. It's all right. I got a show Saturday, IWE show, so I'll be watching from my tablet probably.
And then Sunday and Monday on there. And I think next week for the Christmas there'll be no Saturday games because it'll be Christmas.
Right.
So you'll have Thursday, Sunday, and I think a doubleheader on Monday.
Nice.
Okay.
You're still waiting for the
Oh
picks
my
to come
God.
up.
I didn't bring my come on.
Does your battery die or something?
No, I got it plugged in. It's just like it doesn't want to grab my Excel sheet where I got all my.
Oh, so you don't have your thing out? You want me to bring it up and just run it?
Bring it up in case we.
Okay, in case it doesn't come up. That's fine.
Technology.
You messing with you?
Yes.
All right. Let me see here. I'll write something down so we can keep track since you don't have your little sheet up.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, you got it? You gotta love it when that happens. I say I got the games in front of me. No.
Seriously. Not responding. No shit, it's not responding.
You son of a bitch. This dramatic music is perfect. Alright, what's
first game we got tomorrow night? We got Kansas City and the Chargers.
Yes, I've got what do I got on here? I've got 3 point. I got 3 points on this one. Yep. Yes. Chiefs are favored by 3. Sounds about right, I guess.
3.5 points we got on here according to the official pick'em thing.
All right, you all set now?
Yep. Kansas City is on the road to the Chargers, and we've got on there. So that's the game on there. Kansas City definitely does not have Chris Jones, so their defense is could be a little suspect on. Kansas City's won like about what 5 in a row on there. I think Chargers have won a couple on there. I think the Chargers are going to win this one as a dog. I mean, I think again the way on there is like Kansas City. I mean, yeah, they're winning, but Mahomes has only passed for 7 touchdowns in the last 5 games, and 5 of them were in one game.
I know Mahomes has not been overly impressive like we've been accustomed to, but Andy Reid is kind of riding that ship regardless, and I think at some point in time he'll pop off. To me, the Chargers have been a little bit inconsistent. So though this you have 3.5, but this 3-point spread feels about right to me. I'm going to take the Chiefs, but this is not something that I'd put any money on. You feel confident with the dog, but I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole.
So there we go. All right, we got the Saturday game. This is a 4:30. It's Vegas is on the road at Cleveland. Vegas is a 6.5-point dog. Everybody from Cleveland is out, but it's still Cleveland versus the Vegas on there.
So they still a dog.
I think Cleveland wins this one, no matter what.
Isn't that sad?
Case Keenum on
Isn't
there.
that sad?
Because Vegas are just basically they have no defense whatsoever.
That's so sad that we're doing this
on that. So we got that one.
Yeah.
8:00 game on there. We got New England is actually a dog on the road at Indy. They're a 1.5-point dog on this one.
I'm not
betting against New England.
No.
I'm taking the as give me the dog on here. Give me New England on this one.
Yep, I'm with you. I just once again the Carson Wentz and the Colts whole thing. It's not. I know they got this little streak going here, but it ends here. It's not that great.
They're 7-6, so they haven't got a huge streak on there.
No,
and
but they've been playing well as of late.
New
I guess
right now is the top team in the AFC.
Yeah,
the way the defense is going and everything.
Yep.
Give me New England on this one. All right, we got first of the 1:00 games on Sunday. We got Carolina on the road going to Buffalo. What's it going to be in Buffalo? Cold and windy, probably some snow. Carolina is a 10.5-point dog. Yes, they should be. Give me Buffalo. I'll give up the points on this one.
They should. You know what?
This is one I feel good about Buffalo winning on this one because it's Carolina.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Buffalo winning this game. But gosh, if it were, if the weather were to get gnarly, then you could have a bad beat here.
Yes.
You could have a bad beat.
Can you really? Because who does Carolina have on offense to score any points?
No, dude, it's as simple as a turnover by Buffalo.
I think Buffalo could score like at least 2 touchdowns on defense wise.
Sure, but if they're up by 14 at the end of the game and muff something and then they win the game by 8 points or some nonsense, you get a bad beat. That's what I'm saying. This game has got bad beat written all over it. I'm still taking Buffalo, obviously, but if the weather gets nasty, this has got bad beat written all over it.
Absolutely on that one. So we got the next game 1:00. The Jets are going down to Miami, where they're an 8.5-point dog on this one. Again, I can't see I don't see any scenario where the Jets beat Miami.
I don't see any scenario where the Jets beat too many people. It's the Lions, maybe the Texans.
I don't know if the Jets would beat the Lions.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Maybe the I don't know.
So we got another 1:00 game. We got the Washington football team going up to Philly. On this one, and let me make sure I got this.
Yeah, we have the Cowboys and the G-Men too, so I don't want to make sure you miss that one.
Yeah, this one is Washington is a 4.5-point dog to Philly on it, and the only reason I would say is Philly will probably win this one because everybody's got COVID for the football team on there. So give me Philly. I'd rather see Washington win this one, but I think Philly's going to win just because there's too many guys that are out.
Yep.
Be honest.
Absolutely.
All right, here's probably the easiest game of the week to pick on here. Arizona coming off a bad loss there. They're a 13.5-point favorite on the road in Detroit on this one. Detroit's pretty banged up. They've got like 8 guys on COVID list on this one. I got Arizona even without DeAndre Hopkins winning this. Who to start for Arizona? Everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. If you got James Conner, start him. If Chase Edmond comes off the injured reserve list, start him on this one. Here's another easy one on there. Dallas is on the road to face the Giants.
Yeah.
1:00. They're a 10.5-point favorite. Yes, it's the Giants.
Yeah. Dallas hasn't. I mean, you know, Dak's been throwing picks and not as many touchdowns and all that. But yeah, like you said, you know,
It's the Giants.
It's the Giants.
Terrible. This one will be a little interesting. We got another 1 o'clock. Tennessee goes to Pittsburgh. They're 2.5-point favorite against Pittsburgh on here.
The way Pittsburgh's been playing.
Is it again? Which Pittsburgh is it going to be? Is it going to be Pittsburgh from the first half on last Thursday, or is it going to be Pittsburgh from the fourth quarter on Thursday?
Right.
I don't know. This one on there, I still think Tennessee is the more well-rounded team on this one, and I don't feel comfortable about it. But I'm going to take Tennessee to win on this one, and I just wouldn't even touch it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I take Tennessee too.
On here, so here we go. As Houston is a 3.5-point dog on the road to Jacksonville. Who loses? If you have to watch this game, you lose.
Yes.
On this one. Oh, there's nothing. I think Jacksonville's going to win this one, but I almost want Houston to win so they can just fire Urban Meyer. But I'm going to take Jacksonville because Houston is just a train wreck. And they have no talent. Jacksonville at least has a little talent. They just have an asshole for a coach.
Yeah.
Jacksonville may win just to spite him. But if Jacksonville loses, I got a feeling he's fired by Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Well, that would be a Christmas present to everybody, I think.
If you're a Jaguar fan.
Yeah.
All right, we got the first of the four. We got a 4 o'clock game, 4:05 start. We got Atlanta on the road to Frisco. Frisco is an 8.5-point favorite. Yeah. Right now, the way Frisco's been playing the last couple weeks under, I think they're going to take care of Atlanta. I think they're going to be able to run the ball on there. Dean Samuel's going to be able to do receiving and running on there, and Garoppolo, I think, will be able to carve up the Atlanta defense.
See, with all this different things going on with the COVID, I think these numbers are all over the place because I got a full point on that. I got 9.5. So
that could be the current one on there. This one was printed up last night. So.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, anybody that's listening to us and hitting us with these, or worried about these, these numbers or whatever, these will flow more than you've probably ever seen before because of these.
There'll be huge changes by Saturday morning.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I'm with you. I like the Niners in this situation.
All right, here's probably going to be one of the better games to watch on it. We got Cincinnati going out to Denver. Bengals are 1.5-point dog on there on the road. Denver having a nice win last week, very emotional win because of getting Demaryius Thomas under. Cincinnati coming off a bad loss in overtime. Yes, they kicked the field goal. Problem is Frisco scored a touchdown. So on this one,
that was a hell of a game. That was going on while that overtime stuff was going down.
I'm going to have to go with the whole up-down. I think Cincinnati, I'm going to take them as a dog.
I'm with you. I'm with you, the whole up-down. These guys are all eating each other, too. So, I could see that totally.
Since he's still in a playoff, both of them are in playoff hunt. So this is basically the winner may be making a wild card. The loser goes home.
Yep. So, I'm with you. I like Cincinnati in this situation just because Denver just really hasn't proven to me that they can do anything with any kind of consistency. So once again, like you said, the up and down thing.
All right, we got Green Bay. This is a 4:25 game. Green Bay is on the road to Baltimore. They're a 6.5-point favorite. Yes, because again, Lamar Jackson's probably not going to play this week. On this one, I got Green Bay.
Yeah, and once again, wouldn't be surprised to see more things change with people's status here, but who's going to be in a QB for Baltimore?
Who's that? Todd Hundley?
Oh, okay, Hundley. That's right. I couldn't even think of who it was. That's how, you know what I'm saying? So
you got Todd Hundley, and you've got on there. But
what do you think? So
you got Deontay Freeman, who's like the 9th running back for Baltimore this year on this one. Yeah, I've got. I think Green Bay's going to win this.
I'm with you.
I'll give up the 6.5 on there. So we got another 4:25 game. We got Seattle going down to the Rams on there. Seattle's a 7.5-point dog on this one. What Rams team we get under? If it's the Rams team we played the previous 2 weeks under, then I would say I almost say Seattle, but I think and a lot of Rams players are out with COVID on this one, but I'm going to still say the Rams are going to win this one.
Yeah, I think so too.
With it, so we'll go with the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah, I just the Seahawks are just a disaster. It's a mess. I still think that whole situation. It goes back to what we talked about earlier with Pete Carroll and what's going on.
And
Yeah, I just think all that it all ties in. So, yeah.
All right, so we got the Sunday night game on there. It's kind of a snoozer. We got New Orleans on the road down to Tampa. They're a 10.5-point dog on this one. And again, I must say this on this: Tampa at home is just a different animal. They can score points in bunches.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest with you, New Orleans is trying to manufacture offense right now in all kinds of weird ways. It's just not working. So that's not a good situation to have going into Tampa right now.
And we got the Monday night game. We got Minnesota on the road to Chicago. Minnesota's a 3.5-point favorite.
Ooh, a divisional game.
Chicago's terrible.
They're both terrible. Minnesota's going to win, but only because Chicago's terribler.
Yes.
They're terribler.
They're terrible.
That's how terrible they are. They're terribler.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So there's our pick'ems. I mean, as you do with them what you will, we say go the opposite the way we've been picking this year.
I know, man. It's been rough. We've been picking about as good as our little graphic of Michael Irvin and Peyton Manning picking their nose.
Yes.
We'd be better off. We couldn't pick our nose right now, but we gave them to you. It's just one of those years, man. And you know what? That's part of it too, Moose. Sometimes we get in here, we don't talk about some of the probably lower. Some of the depth players, I guess is the best way to describe, some of these guys that that have been missing because of COVID. We don't really get into it unless it's like a star player or starter or Pro Bowler or whatever the case may be, right? But now you're talking about the sheer quantity of guys that are coming out and that aren't available from your player pool.
I mean, you look at the Lions; they're on their 4th and 5th string running backs, and they were able to run the ball last week. The problem is they can't. They couldn't keep any drives going whatsoever, and they just couldn't stop Denver.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things where, the teams that just handle. There's just going to be teams that, that adapt to what's going on here, and some that don't, and it's going to be a rough go for some teams. And right now, it's a little rough go for Detroit. I don't think I landed on his face.
Yeah, he overshot it.
Yeah, he overshot that shooting star press, but that's impressive. He just jumped right up to the top rope in the middle of the rope and just stood there. Well, holy shnikes, that's insanely agile there and athletic. But he's like a circus act over here. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see. But there's a lot of there's a lot of things this year that have been weird because, I mean, I don't remember the COVID situation for every single team, but there's a lot of teams that are just up or down, and you didn't kind of like why I don't the whole Mahomes kind of not really being Mahomes all that much.
It's been a weird year and everything with it, and just you can't pick anything out. And fantasy's been just a nightmare because guys getting hurt and everything with it. And if they're going to go to 18 games,
well, this is going to be a matter of they're going
to have to work something out with the next CBA on there.
They're going to have to extend. They have to put another bye week in the mix.
Another bye week, expand the regular again, go up from 53, I think, up to 60 guys on the active roster.
The roster expansion, absolutely. There'll probably be a couple other physical and mental health stipulations that could be thrown in there. We talked about it before. They're gonna, do away with probably the marijuana testing and whatever. So there are some therapies that can come from that, I guess. But I'm like, how these cats build up their bodies and stuff like that, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they can. It is going to be weird. See, the thing is, I know everybody's like, well, it's the preseason games. I'm like, well, none of these guys are playing at that speed, at that heart, with those guys, that level of talent and all this stuff, during those games. So, like, yeah. But I'm all for adding to the roster because I would like to be able to expand the roster just in general because of how violent the sport is.
Right.
I don't see why we can't just have 2 more guys on a roster and not have to worry about cats if cats get hurt and stuff like that. Because okay, think about it from your fantasy standpoint, right? With all this stuff going on, you're in your playoff and you got something happening. It's
you're absolutely,
and you're up Shit's Creek. At least have some kind of cushion or something. I don't know, because if you're just I guess that works the other way too, because then somebody's got to win. But damn, man. All right, guys. If you are in the northern Michigan area, of course, we'll be at Houghton Lake. We'll be at the Artesia Youth Park, finally back home after being on the road. So another holiday havoc. So fun, cool stuff to give away, and fun shows. And there'll be the merch table for the belts, and come watch BAM and all the other great IWE athletes do their thing. And or you can go on Battles. Check it out. We made the Progress Wrestling Network now.
Sweet.
And Progress is like basically the poaching grounds for all the major companies. So now that we're broadcasting there, and then we picked up 2 more affiliates on TV. So if you're looking to find Battle Zone TV, if you can't make it out to a show live, Battle Zone TV is where it's at. I'm always on commentary. There's always great action every week. You can check out the IWE Gladiators YouTube channel, but IWEGladiators.com, and you can find out what channel in your neighborhood, because we're in like 11 or 12 states now. We've got 20 plus affiliates. We've got a bunch of streaming partners. So there's a lot of options out there for you. I don't want to hear you can't find us.
We're not like the NHL when they were on like NBC Sports Network.
Yeah, we're way easier to find than that. Jeez, that was a debacle. That was one depressing thing about sport. The whole, how can a great sport like hockey be just lost and gone? Yes. It's a bunch of bullshit.
We watch it on, as we said, it's been you'll hear us talk.
I can find like stupid badminton or drone racing and all this other stuff, poker.
But the NHL now on, especially on TNT, I think they're doing a great job here. They'll be right on after us and at on TNT, and again the pregame and their studio show is way better than the mothership show, and again I like the fact that they're broadcasting the games. I think they're just the crew's better.
Yeah, it's so much better. I'm excited. It's nice, and it'll be real nice too, because once you start really getting into the thick of things, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be all about TNT, right? Because they got the NBA and the NHL. Yes. And they just put together a really good production. So couldn't put the guys over anymore in both teams there. So we'll be watching. Hey guys, holidays are coming soon. You'll get us a couple more times. What? One more time? 2 more times?
Well, we got next week's our pre-Christmas show.
Yeah,
so Christmas extravaganza.
Yep.
And then we have that between Christmas and New Year's. So I don't know if you're going to be around or whatever.
Yeah, we might. We'll have to talk about that next week.
We'll talk about that. We may just do our year-end wrap-up and year review next week, and then just go off from there. But, I mean, next week, if we're going to have a lot to talk about, because we'll have, obviously, football, NFL. We'll have the college playoffs to talk about if we're not on between then, and obviously is our year in review.
Oh wow, it could be crazy. So we'll talk more about that, guys, next week. Love you all. Be good to each other.
Be good to each other. Peace out, brothers.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.